Hey everyone, Chris of Coalition Gaming here, and today we're going to be going over a topic that might be important to all you budget gamers out there. So while SSDs are at an all-time low in terms of pricing, some people may find that the value in traditional storage is still great compared to an SSD. And while that may be true, there are obvious disadvantages to having a mechanical hard drive nowadays. However, you can sort of have the best of both worlds. Hard drive speed itself doesn't inherently affect game performance so long as you have enough RAM. And so with that in mind, getting a small boot SSD like a 128 gig or possibly even a 256 gig, and you can keep like one or two common games that you play on it. But however, let's start off with the 128 gig. You can get them for 20 bucks, brand new. They're a good value, and then you can install Windows on them, have really good quality of life when using the computer normally, browsing the internet, going through folders, opening programs, that sort of stuff. But there's not enough room for any games or anything like that. So if you wanted storage for all that, you have to introduce a mechanical drive into your system. Today, we're going to be going over how to configure Windows and certain game launchers to utilize that second drive before anything gets put onto the main drive. The last thing you want to do is fill up an SSD. They perform worse the fuller they get. So this should help with that, and it should help with you guys out there who, well, have a lot of games. Some of you out there have a pretty big Steam library, and you know who you are. So let's get to the computer and let's get to this tutorial.
And so here we are at the desktop with the drive plugged in. Now the drive is showing up here. I marked it as extra drive in order to identify it better here. You want to make sure that it's formatted, clean, and good to go. This one isn't, so we're going to right click on it, click format, go over here. We're going to call it storage and games and press OK. It'll quick format it. Make sure you have the correct drive selected, by the way. And then here we go. Now the drive is prepped, and we're going to change over the default Windows locations of things first before we get to Steam, Origin, Uplay, and Battlenet. So we're going to type storage here, down here in the Windows 10 search bar. So Windows key, type storage, and then you see change where new content is saved down here. We're going to click that, and you see how everything right now says this PC. That means it's going to go to the small SSD. So I'm going to go to storage and games, the one that we just set up. Storage and games, storage and games, storage and games, storage and games, storage and games. Apply, 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 apply. Now, you would think that this would essentially move your user folders over, and any files that you like download or save to documents or save to pictures would be on the other drive. However, it isn't exactly the case. There's still some additional configuration involved. So we're going to open it up, we're going to navigate over to it, and you see owner. That's the username that I put for this computer. Your username will appear here. And you see documents, music, pictures, and videos. We're going to add another one, and we're going to call it downloads. And this should cover mostly everything. So go ahead and minimize that, and we're going to click your owner folder, or go to your documents folder where you see this screen here, and this is where you want to move the location of those folders. So we're going to move documents over, right click it, go to properties, go over to location, and you see this still says it's on C, not D. So we're going to click move. We're going to go to this PC, storage and games, sorry, not D, or as I said earlier, but rather E in this case. It may be D for you guys, but yeah, anyways, so we're going to select storage and games, and we're going to navigate to the documents folder. Documents, select folder, OK, press yes, and that one is moved over now. Now we have downloads, properties, location, move, this PC, storage folder, your user folder, and then downloads, the folder that we created earlier. Press OK, then yes, and then music folder as well. So same thing, right click on it, properties, location, move, this PC, storage and games, owner, or your user folder, and music. And that's how we're moving that folder. And then there's pictures, right click, properties, location, move, this PC, storage and games, user folder, pictures, select folder, yes, and then lastly, the videos folder. So we're going to do that with the videos folder, same thing as usual. Right click on it, properties, and then location, and then move. And you see this PC, storage and games, user folder, videos, select folder, and then yes. And now, congratulations. Everything should be saving to those folders in Windows as you create files and save them. It'll go to the other drive by default. So now it's time for the game launchers. So the first thing you want to do is go over to your extra drive, your storage and games drive, and you want to click new inside that drive. New folder, we're going to call it games. Go into that folder and then create one for Origin, and then Battlenet, and then Uplay, and then Steam. Okay, so with those folders set up and you're ready to proceed, so let's go ahead and start off with Origin. So with Origin, you're going to want to go to application settings here at the top. You get brought to this screen here. You click installs and saves, and then you see a couple of folder paths here. You want to click change folder, this PC, storage and games, and then you want to click games, and we click the folder for Origin. Origin also has another folder that you want to move that doesn't let you do certain things. So once you're inside that Origin folder, you also want to create one more called temp. Anyways, we're going to select that Origin folder, select folder, you install, you get this message here, go ahead and close it out. And then for legacy game installers, the download cache, we're going to navigate to the same folder, storage and games, games, Origin, but this time that temp folder we just created. Go ahead and press yes, and there you go, Origin is set. When you go to download or install a game, you're going to see something like this. You get this pop-up, accept, and then it should generally ask you where to install. And now look at that, defaulting to your E drive, your storage and games drive. With that, with Origin done, let's move on to Steam. Steam, you want to, at this screen here, you click where it says Steam, you click settings, and then you go down to downloads. Under downloads, you see Steam library folders. Once you click that, you see this message. You want to add a library folder, and then you want to click up here where it has the C drive path. We'll click that and click E drive. Then you select your path for games, and then Steam. Select. And now that is the new folder. However, you're not completely done yet. You want to click it, right click it, make default folder, and there you go. So then now whenever you go to download a game for Steam, you hit to download or install, choose location for install. Look at that, install under E, games, Steam. That's the storage and games drive. This drop down also allows you to pick where else you want it installed. So this setup isn't exactly necessary. However, it is pretty nice just to have it set up where it just goes straight to that drive through these settings. So that's Steam. We're going to bring up Uplay now. Uplay, you're going to go to the three lines here on the left, go down to settings, and then downloads. In downloads, you see again two folders here. You can just click change. Again, navigate to that folder on your games drive, storage and games, games, Uplay. Then press yes. Do the same for the other folder, this PC, storage and games, games, and then Uplay. And then yes, and you're done here in Uplay. So same thing, you go to download a game in Uplay, it'll now default to that folder. So let's go ahead and show you guys that. Go ahead and press continue there, and boom, folder location E drive. That's the storage and games drive. So Uplay is done. Let's move on over to Battlenet. You're going to click where it says Blizzard. This one's not exactly clear, but yeah, go ahead and click Blizzard. And then you go down to settings. And under settings, you're going to want to click game install update. Default install directory right here. Click change. Click this PC. Click storage and games. Games. Battlenet, select folder, done. And now when you go to install a game with Battlenet, like Overwatch here, click install. It's going to ask you the location, and there it is again, E, Games, Battlenet, Overwatch. That's the storage and games drive. Real quick here, I decided to throw in the Epic Game Launcher for all you Fortnite players out there. So I'm going to click this PC, Storage and Games, Games, and then also add the Epic folder here. With that done, bring up your Epic Launcher, and then go over to Settings. Once you're in Settings, you want to edit Vault Cache Location, and then you want to click Browse, this PC, Storage and Games, Games, Epic. Select that folder, apply, and you should be good to go. However, I noticed something weird with the Epic launchers. When you do that, it doesn't actually change the default when you go to install a game. You have to change it once in this screen that you see here. So we're gonna one more time browse this PC, Storage and Games, Games, Epic. And once you select it, it automatically goes to it, and you click install. And then at that point, watch, you see that I just selected it and it flips back. You have to click install in order to lock it in. Once you lock it in, and I'm gonna go ahead and just run through it one more time. Games, Epic, yes, select folder, there we go, install. And that's locked in now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel that install. I'm gonna show you guys with a different game. There's Metro, and look, Games Epic, Games Epic Metro Exodus. So now it's defaulting to that folder. It's a little bit of more of an interesting approach that Epic takes with you actually have to install a game over to your secondary drive in order for it to default to that for every install afterwards, but it is what it is. And there you have it. Let's get back on up to the main camera.
Alright, that's it. Moving the folders over in Windows and your game installers is pretty easy, right? Hopefully this tutorial helps you guys out if you had any questions on that. And if you have any additional questions, go ahead and drop a comment down below, or better yet, join our Discord. Go ahead and ask us any questions there. Happy to answer. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All that stuff is linked down below. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. We always got more coming, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.